Hello there, welcome back to a video on my channel. We're here today with my plants, my children, my babies. I love them. Ignore the rest of the background because it's messy as hell, but the plants are making a cameo and that's what's most important. And I also just washed my hair, so that's why I look a little bit like a poodle. I'm kind of digging it, so we're just gonna roll with that. So what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be talking about all the series that I'm currently in the middle of. My last 2 years of reading, I have racked up quite a lot of series that I've started and not finished. I'm the queen of not finishing series because I'm either going in my head like I have to wait for the right time because that was so good, I have to wait for the right time to finish the rest of that series, or I'm going like, and I want to finish it, but I also can't be asked. So yeah, that really, I don't know. I finish some things, I don't finish the rest, I don't know. But I have a list here of, I have 15 exactly, 15 series that I'm currently either have started up, I'm in the middle of, or I'm like close to finishing. Hello, good morning. I did have 15 books on that list. I only talked about 14 in this video. The one that I left out was Narnia. So I guess you'll never know what I think about that. And then I've also decided which ones I'm gonna finish, which ones I might finish, and which ones I am 150% not finishing ever in my life. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the ones that I am maybe finishing, then I'm gonna say the ones that I am finishing, and then I'll end it off with the things that I absolutely despise and that will not be finishing, because I think that one's the most interesting. Without any more blabbering on my part, let's talk about the books that I might finish. The first one that I actually very recently read that I think I might finish is the Consider Me series. Playing for Keeps, Play With Me, I don't know. Those are all 3 titles that are in that series. I think the first book was Consider Me, and then the series is Playing for Keeps, and then the second book is called Play With Me. I might finish this. I liked the first book. It was very good. It's a hockey romance about like the quarterback. Clearly I'm not really that into sports. Yeah, it's a hockey romance about the captain of the hockey team for the Vancouver Vipers, and he's all like big macho player man, and then he sees beautiful girl and falls in love. And then it's the story of like they have to figure everything out because he's a player and he has a reputation, and she's like, but I don't want to get hurt with you, but obviously they figure it out. I don't know. I liked this book, but it was so long. I feel like it finished halfway through, and then there was a whole second plot line that I didn't see coming, and honestly, I can't even remember what it is. So, and I read this a month ago, and I can't remember what the second plot line was. So that says enough about that. And the second book, it's a duology, as far as I'm aware. Maybe there's more in the future. The second one is about 2 other characters in the series, which they were fine, but I don't know. I didn't really fall in love with any of the characters. Like, none of them was really obsessed with. Like, it's not a new book boyfriend or a queen hero. Like, she's cool, but I don't even remember her name, to be honest. But anyway, the next book is about a different person on the team, and it's cool, they're nice, but I don't know, I'm just not very interested, and I don't really want to be spending my time just reading it because I want to finish the series. Like, there's so many books I want to read. I'd rather spend my time on one of those than on this one. So that's a maybe. If I ever gain the curiosity, I will pick it up. But at this point in time, I don't think it's very likely. But I don't have anything against it. Okay, the next series that I kind of want to finish, but I might not, is the Bellinger sisters. I don't know how to say the last name, but It Happened One Summer duology. I don't know. I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, and I liked it. It was good. It was cute. 3 stars. But for me, it was not anything incredible. And again, same thing as what I just said with Consider Me. I just really didn't get that attached to any of the characters, and it took me a really long time to read, even though the book wasn't really that long. And so I don't really have any desire to hang out with the other characters in this world. Like, I don't know, I wasn't really, it's like Fox and Hannah. I didn't even say what It Happened One Summer is about, but I think everyone on BookTube knows. But in case you don't, it's a rich, famous girl because her dad is rich, or stepdad, and then she does like something really wrong back at home, and she gets sent to this rural little fishing town where she meets big hunky man, and they fall in love against all odds. So that's what happens, and she has a sister who's a little less like her, and the new man, the big hokey man, has a best friend who falls in love with the sister, I'm assuming, because it's their book. So, you know, that's what I expect to happen. Fox was chill, Hannah was cool, but like, I don't really care that much. So I probably won't be finishing it. I don't know, I would like to finish this one because I know there's a lot of hype surrounding it and a lot of people really do enjoy it, but I'll see if I ever actually get my ass to do that. The next series, this one's funny. I say I might finish this, I don't know if I actually will, but I kind of want to, and that is the Crossfire series by, what's her name? I'll put it up. Crossfire by, I read the first 2 or 3, I think, and these books are so bad. It's like erotica, I think. I don't know, it's like pure filth. Like, there is no plot line. It's just two extremely damaged, traumatized people constantly getting at each other. At the time of my life where I read this, I was vibing with that. I'm pretty sure I read this in the back of like class in high school. I just sat in the back and read this instead of paying attention, which was a vibe. It required no brain power and it was fabulously fun to read. But at the end of the day, there is no plot line. So the fact that I've stopped reading now, I'm not missing like major event of like what happens in the rest of the series, and therefore I don't really feel like I need to read it. But if I ever get bored, I might pick up the third and the fourth one. Don't hold your hopes up too high because it might be a while. Okay, and the next one that I want to finish, most likely, maybe, possibly, is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong. The series, I think it's The Bride Test and like The Love Equation. I don't know, there's two more, and I really like The Kiss Quotient, but it just felt like a standalone. I don't really know why it's a series. I'm pretty sure the rest of the trilogy is completely irrelevant to the characters of the first book. It's about a girl who is autistic, and then she wants to get better in the sexy department, so she hires a male escort to teach her fall in love, as is basically happening in all of these books. And honestly, it was so cute, it was so fun, loved it. But like I said, it felt like a standalone. Like, I don't know what else I could possibly have to say. Like, I feel like I'd just be reading two more separate books, which is fine and fun, but it's just not anything I've been in the mood for, so I never picked it up. And then recently I've also seen quite a lot of people say they did not like, especially the third book, that they were really disappointed. So I'm kind of like, why would I do that? When I really like this one, why would I ruin it, the rest for myself? The next book series that I might finish, but I'm not 100% sure about yet, is the After series. Yep. After, as in Harry Styles fanfic After. I read book 1 and 2 before I saw the movies, and I think I've seen every movie that's out. But yeah, everyone knows what this is about. I read book 1 and 2 before I went to see them in the movie theater. I didn't have time to read book 3 before I went to the movie theater, so I never read it. But again, it's one of those things where it's really not a top priority. Like, I know what happens, I've seen the movies, and I have no expectations that it'll be any good, so there's no rush on this one. If I ever get around to that's fun. Again, just the mindless entertainment. If I ever crave it again, I have it. Ready on Wattpad. Now we're gonna go ahead and move into the series that I'm currently reading that I most definitely am going to be finishing. And we can start this off with Heartstopper, a graphic novel series that everyone on the planet knows about. And I read book 1 and 2, so cute, so fun. Then I watched the series, of course, so cute and so fun. And I think they're making another season of the show, and I would obviously really want to read the 3rd and 4th book before the show comes out. The only problem is that graphic novels are so expensive. And I read them so fast. They're like 15 euros, and then I read it in half an hour. So it's hard for me to do that, because when I buy regular books with like words on the page, they're 12 euros. I can read it for like 6 hours. My time to money ratio with graphic novels is very low, and it makes me not want to buy them, even though I really want to read the book. But I'm just waiting for that special occasion where I happen to have extra money to buy Heartstopper. Okay, the next series that I am going to be finishing, that I actually also very recently started, is the Atlas 6. And I liked it. I mean, I didn't really like it. I did some really stupid things with how I read it. I may or may not have had a physical copy and an ebook copy, and one of them was the original edition and one of them was the edited published edition, and I read them combined, and so I was very confused. But still, I enjoyed it enough that I do want to read the Atlas Paradox, and I think it's a trilogy that a third one is going to come out in. But anyway, everyone knows what Atlas 6 is about, but in case you don't, it's about 6 highly educated academic magicians. I think they're called mediums in the book, but they do magic, and they all have special powers. They have their own power, and they go to the Alexandrian library to partake in like a society, and like drama ensues. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. I think I ruined the experience for myself, and that's why I didn't love it. So I want to give it another chance by reading the Atlas Paradox. Next up, one that I'm actually really excited to finish is the Cruel Prince series. Well, I read Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing, of course, the basic trilogy, and I liked it. I don't think I have the same love and hype and appreciation for it that the rest of the internet does. It was fun to read, and I like that they were shorter fantasy books. I appreciated that. I don't have anything left in the series, but I do have books left in this world. So there's the How the King of Elfham Came to Hate stories about Cardan, and then there's also the book that just recently got released, The Heir of Nothing. It's the book about Oak once he grew up and what happened with him, you know? So I am interested in reading those. Again, it's just that they're new releases, and right now they're really expensive. So I'm waiting until I have money saved. And then the last series that I'm oh my god, I only have 4 series that I'm currently reading that I haven't finished. I also, by the way, did not include series that I have finished in this video or series that I finished technically but are not complete. So like, for example, ACOTAR series, I have read everything that's currently out, but if she releases another book, then I won't have finished, obviously, because I'll need to read that book. But yeah, the other one that I'm currently reading actually and that I'm low-key obsessed with is the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. Hello there, editing Sabrina from the future. We are no longer obsessed. We have completed the series and we are disappointed. This is about a girl who is human and goes to a paranormal academy in Alaska where there are vampires, dragons, witches, and drama ensues. Werewolves as well. It's just everything paranormal wrapped into a blanket and shoved in a book and made for me. I really like them. I do not recommend them. They're really, but I'm currently on the 5th book in the series. The 6th one is coming out in May or July, and I'm almost there. I've literally read 2, 3, 4, and now 5 within like 2 weeks of each other because I'm obsessed. And these are like 900-page books. So this has been some dedication to finishing this series because I am just beyond entertained. Okay, now to discuss the last category, and that is book series that I will not be finishing. So yeah, I have 6 series that I'm in the middle of that I'm not going to be finishing, which is hard for me because I have the completion problems and I would really love to finish everything I start, but I just don't want to waste my time reading these books when I didn't like the first one, when I have no interest, and when I could be reading the Crave series or the Cruel Prince or anything else that would bring me literally more joy than these books would. That is not to say that these are bad series. I think a lot of other people would really enjoy them. I know for sure a lot of other people would really enjoy them because they're very popular series. They're just not for me. And that's a-okay. I was a little disappointed, but then again, it is what it is. People have different tastes in books, and that is why BookTube exists. If we all agreed on everything, this would be the most boring platform on the internet. And I'm also not saying this is a forever choice. Maybe one day I'll decide, actually, I should give that another chance. And book taste changes, so maybe then I'll like it. So it's not a definitive forever, but as of right now, I don't foresee myself reading this anywhere in the near future. So the first one that I'll be talking about is The Roommate in the Shameless series. I think this is a book by Rosie Danan, I think is her name. I read this over the summer. It's a romance book about a girl that moves into an apartment because she thinks she's gonna live there with her crush. Then her crush is like, actually, I'm going on tour. Here's a guy I found on Craigslist. He's gonna be living with you. Enjoy. And so she has to live with this guy, and then she finds out what his job is. Things ensue. His job is important, but I don't want to say what it is on the internet. So if you don't know what this is about, look on Goodreads. But yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the romance. I didn't like it. I thought it was a very interesting topic, but there's just so many unanswered questions about how the relationship worked, what they were up to. Yeah, just didn't like it, and so I'm not gonna be reading the next book in the series, which is called The Intimacy Experiment, so no thank you. Next up, this one really broke my heart that I didn't like it, and that is the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I love Formula One. I love Formula One. Lando Norris and Max Verstappen forever. I literally have a Max Verstappen gold sticker right there. You can't see it's behind something, but still, I love them. I love Formula One. Like, I was excited when I found out there was a romance series completely focused on Formula One, and I read the first one, Throttled, and I was so disappointed. I hated the main male character. He was so annoying. I didn't find anything he did cute. I felt like it had very little to do with real Formula One, and I just was sad and disappointed. And I know the other books are based off other characters that were in that first book, but I didn't like anyone else in that book. I literally didn't like any of the characters, and I was so sad because I thought this was gonna be a new favorite, because I was like, romance, Formula One, what more is there? This is all I need in life. I can't even tell you what the premise was. I just remember it's a Formula One romance, and I don't think there was a premise. Like, literally nothing happened. I think she was a social media influencer, but that's it. And then it's just nothing else. Anyway, moving on. Next one that I've read only the first book of, and this is, I think, a 16-book series. 16 books. You heard that right, 1-6. Romances, 16 books. Hi, Editing Sabrina is once again back to let you know that it's actually 24 books. As of December 7th, 2022, there is 24 books in this series, and that is the Steele Brothers saga. The Steele Brothers saga is apparently 16 books long, if I'm correctly interpreting Goodreads, which I might not be. I don't understand that even in the slightest. It's a series about brothers, the Steele brothers. They work on a ranch. I was really feeling my little cowboy fantasy. I read the first one because I was really bored. Then I went to look and I realized it was 16 books long, and I said no. no thank you. The first one was okay. It was fine. It was cute. It was like crappy romance. I don't know what type of amnesia I was having. This book was not fine. I gave this 1 star, and I rarely do that. It was crap. It was utter crap. It was so bad. Thank you. Cute little Fluffy Duffy. Actually, no, it was not cute Fluffy Duffy. It was pretty dark. Nothing special. Definitely not 16 books. So I don't know what this could possibly be about. And this was mainly, again, mainly frisky times. Like very little plot and lots of frisky frasky frickety frick frick. Not interested in continuing it. If you want 16 books pastime, go for it. Now, next up in the basically same category is the 50 Shades of Grey series. I did read 50 Shades of Grey, the first one, and it was fine. It was hilarious. I basically buddy read it with one of my friends while we were on vacation, and we both thought it was just pea comedy. I didn't expect it to be good. It wasn't good. It was entertaining. It was funny. And I got a lot of really interesting screenshots out of it, but it wasn't good. I don't think I'm going to be finishing it because it was quite long actually for what it is. No more time needs to be wasted reading about that. And then lastly, the last series that I'm currently in the middle of that I'm definitely not going to be finishing is the Red Queen series. I read the Red Queen like 1.5 years ago when I first started reading. Like one of the first fantasy books I picked up, and honestly this is probably an unfair decision that I'm making because back then I really wasn't a fantasy girly pop. But yeah, I didn't like it. I was bored. It's about a girl who's like special. Like everyone either has like silver or red blood, and if you have silver blood you have like special powers. Like that's how the magic system works. But then she has something special, I can't remember what it is, and she ends up being like plucked out by the royal family, I think, and then political chaos ensues. I'm not really a fan of political situations in books. Like I like world building, but I don't really love political world building. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, it just wasn't really my cup of tea. It is sad because the aesthetic of this book is beautiful. Maven is hot, and so I will not be finishing those series. I've only read the first one. I haven't even considered reading the rest of them. I actually unhauled them in my last video if you saw that. So that is all the book series that I'm currently in the middle of that I'm either gonna complete, maybe complete, or never complete. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video today. I hope you got some insight into what series you might want to start or which ones you don't want to finish. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day, and series will forever be my addiction.